fans, welcome to another wicked episode of Musical People and Journeys, the new rock album review show. And today I am joined by Paul and Andy. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Dom's working. Lauren's nursing a rock and roll hangover from some emo festival that she went to last night, and Trish is away on holidays. They all have voted, though. If you're new to the show, we review all the latest rock albums, and we rate them out of 5. And if they get 4 or more, they get into our Hall of Fame. But our Hall of Fame, this will be now these 8 albums we're reviewing today. That would be 510 albums we would have reviewed. Over 500 albums. So we've got about 100 in the Hall of Fame that scored 4 or more. So I'm going to add some more spice to this, just to add a bit more kind of kudos in terms of if you get more than 4.2, they're going to enter the golden halls. The golden halls within the halls of fame. And I've created a legendary status. Only 15 albums will be termed as MPJ Legends, of which there's 14 at the minute. So I think it's about 4.6 or above that you need to get to. If we do get more than 15, then you guys are going to vote out the legend that's already there. One of the lowest ratings. Oh, that would be tough, eh? That would be tough. So what have we got today? We've got some pedigree today, because we have got the return of Edge of Paradise and their brand new album, Prophecy. What do I mean by pedigree? Well, in our first album of the year, they were one of the Dark Horses, and they got to 4th place. Hologram was a brilliant album. It got 4.4. Is currently the joint 26th top album that we've ever reviewed. So they've got some real pedigree here. I went to watch them. They were supporting a band up in London, and when I watched them, I met the lovely lead singer, whose name temporarily escapes me because I'm a bit rubbish like that. And she was lovely, and she was very, very good live. So, Andy, though, you weren't with us when we first reviewed Age of Paradise.
Guess not. No, wouldn't have done.
So let's start with you then. This is your first dip into the tours of Age of Paradise. What did you think?
Well, when it first started, I wasn't actually quite sure. Wasn't sure if that was going to be my bag. But I think when the singles kicked in, it sort of like mellowed it out a little bit. It really worked for me. There's a big range of sound there. There's lots of influences that kind of like come in, but they don't sort of stay their welcome for it. There's a bit of gothic stuff. There's a bit of Eastern stuff. Yeah, there's a bit of even like sort of dance influences which come into it. But I mean, the vocals are great. The singer's fantastic through it. I think probably my favourite song on it was a song called Monster. That was really worked out really well and everything like that. It's got a great vibe to it. Ultimately, for me, nothing quite stood out to be absolutely fantastic, but it's really listenable, and it's an album I'd listen to again and again. I think, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, check out Hologram. I did say, now Trish is a massive fan for Edge of Paradise. She's got tattoos, and you know what rating she's going to give as well. So just to kind of, and it's Margarita, the lead singer. So I'll just read out quickly what Trish said. This album is a polished right from the get-go, with Margarita's distinct voice hitting your ears in the opening track, Death Note, and the album's full flow into singing, telling the story. I loved the break halfway through the album, like the interlude with a slower song, Hear Me, where Margarita's voice is sublime and innocent, and you can feel what she's singing. So like, she absolutely loved the album from that perspective, and there's no surprise there. She's been a fan ever since we started listening to them. Paul, though, now you were here, and I think you rated the album quite highly Hologram anyway. So, but what did you think of this one?
Well, I'm going to concur with what everyone else has said, really. So, Russian-born Margarita Monet has unique vocals, and the band definitely have a sound. For this 6th studio album, they produced a haunting album that borders somewhere between goth, symphonic and industrial metal, but more in the scope of hard rock with these elements thrown in. Meaning the album grows on you with repeat listens, as Andy has pointed out. Monet's singing is stylistically very emotive and helps place the band above the chasing pace. Sad Life of a Rose, The Other Side of Fear, and Martha, in brackets, Monster, hit my playlist. So, yeah, as I said, I enjoyed with everyone else. Was it as good as the last album? Not quite, I don't think, but it was up there.
Yeah, do you know when we have a lot of expectations here, whether it's a very low expectations and we're mildly surprised, or a high expectation and it lets us down. And I went there and I met her, Margarita, and she was just absolutely fantastic. And I loved Hologram. I mean, I really did love Hologram. So my expectations were quite high. And the first few listens, I'm thinking, oh no, I'm not loving this. But Paul's right. It was definitely a grower. And I think the problem that I first initially had is that obviously the most powerful tool in her voice is when she really goes for it. And I think she overdoes it in the first half of the album, certainly the first 4 or 5 tracks. I think she overdoes it. I think she attacks. And for my personal listening taste, I found that a little bit grating to start with, because I think and the latter half of the album just demonstrates when it ebbs and flows better, then she brings that power in. It has a much more of an effect, and for me, for my personal taste, I enjoy it more, shall we say, than kind of full frontal in your face. But on few more listens, there are softer edges to those first few albums that makes it kind of go. The second half of the album definitely was fantastic for me, for my personal kind of taste from that perspective as well. So, was it as good as Hologram? No. Was it a brilliant album? Yes. Really, really good. I mean, her voice and Andy, is absolutely brilliant. But I just think it's better delivered when it's paced right. So for me, the album didn't flow as well as Hologram did, but I still really enjoyed it. So, will Edge of Paradise get 2 songs into our Hall of Fame? Will they get into the newly formed Golden Hall, where I will say Hologram currently sits? Hologram is in the Golden Halls. So will they have 2 in the Golden Halls? Let's find out. Well, we'll start with the obligatory album of 5 from Trish. The obligatory 5. We all know what she was going to give, so why disguise it from that perspective? And Dom and Lauren both give this a 4. Paul, what did you give it?
I give it a 4 as well. And I was just going to say, Trish had to give a 5, otherwise laser treatment on tattoos is very expensive, isn't it?
It's very, very expensive. Very, very, very.
If she had to do all of them, that would be quite something. Yeah. If she fell out of love with all her bads.
Andy, what did you give it?
I also gave it a 4.
And do you know something? I also give it a 4. Wow, 5 4s and a 5. Whose 4 are we going to go? I'm going to lose my 4 because I feel a bit
very
guilty.
Generous of you.
Well, I know. I'm going to lose my 4 because only 5 votes count. So we got 5, which gives it a score of 21, which puts it into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Second album. It's quite rare to have 2 albums in the Hall of Fame. But gets 4.2, which doesn't get it into the Golden Halls from that perspective. However, and as I say, we've now reviewed 510 albums, and it just outside the top 50s, 57th rated of all, which is amazing. So congratulations again to Margarita Monet and to Edge of Paradise. Brilliant album, really good. So well done and congratulations. So thank you to you guys. Please tune in for the next album we're reviewing, which would be The Darkness. And thank you very much. Keep on rocking out there, and good luck. Goodbye.